Welcome back. Well, if the line that forms almost daily outside of Chartreuse Sisters Patisserie is any indication, you can probably find some pretty tasty pastries inside.
Yeah, I got the chance to do that to learn more about this brand new eatery off of Wealthy Street and meet the two sisters behind that baking. Take a look. You know, years and years ago, I was fortunate enough to get a plane ticket to go to Paris, France. And the very first morning spent in Paris, I went to a local patisserie because that's what you do in France. Their baked goods are so good. Allison from Chartreuse Sister gonna save me a bit of airfare.
That's right.
That's
you can come off the streets of Grand Rapids into Paris, France.
I love that concept, and it really is authentic. And we're gonna get a little backstory now because, well, you're French.
Yeah, my mom is from Paris, France. Came to Michigan over 30 years ago, met my dad from Muskegon, and ended up staying.
Okay, so having a French mom, I don't want to pool all French people into one thing, but you would assume that you're eating really good.
Oh yeah, we always centered gatherings with food, and we've been raised on really delicious food and beverage, so just makes sense.
All right, so when people hear the term trained in the French style of cooking, it really holds true for you.
Definitely, from a young age.
Because that's your mom's cooking, right? Now, was she into baking as well? Was this where her love came from?
I would say my parents are both really great chefs. My grandma on my French side was really into baking. So she was always baking something in the kitchen. We got to go visit during the summertime. We got to bake with her. I think that's where our love of baking came from, probably.
Boy, do I love me a good Madeleine. Oh, or an eclair, or whatever else you got working here.
Yeah.
When it comes to growing up with Grandma, was there a favorite? Was it the Madeleines? Was it the tarts? What was the thing?
Yeah, so actually our mignonettes, which we made up, are kind of like a little pocket pie that we have a filling with, and the pie dough is based on her original recipe.
All right.
Yeah.
So a French grandma's original recipe right here in West Michigan. I see something savory as well.
Yes, so we'll always have a savory galette. Right now it's the mushroom galette with a ricotta nutmeg base and caramelized shallots and thyme. Then we've got an eclair next to that, which is chocolate creme pat filled with brown butter, buttercream on top, and cocoa nibs. The financier right now is a brown butter, buttercream, cellar door preserves, apple butter. We try to go local as much as possible.
I love how much you're saying the word butter.
Yes, there's a lot of butter. There's so much butter. The first time we got our shipment, it was like, whoa. Yeah, and then the Madeleine, which right now will be filled with Nutella, but we'll fill it with different things in the future. And then the mignonette is a ginger crumble with an apple filling.
Absolutely delicious. I cannot wait to dive into all of this. And we're going to talk about the drinks too. But first, let's clarify what you can expect to get and not expect to get at a patisserie. Because a patisserie is a very specific wheelhouse. You've got your set stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're coming in for a croissant or a loaf of bread, you're not going to find it.
Right, yes. So the distinction is boulangerie, which is like bakery, versus patisserie, which is going to be more dessert style.
You say it so much better than I do.
Well, practice.
A patisserie is your baked goods. And what is it?
It'll be more like a dessert style, and then boulangerie is
I'm
your,
not gonna try.
That's bakery with like yeasted products, so your croissant and pain au chocolat, bread.
Absolutely. So this is what you should expect when you come in here. And trust me, there's been a line out the door since they opened this place, so you're going to want to get here early. Now, washing it down, you've got one of my favorite brands of coffee here.
Yes.
You're serving up Madcap.
Yes, it's very special to me. I was raised in Grand Rapids. They were one of the first specialty coffee shops that opened with doing latte art. I spent a lot of time there. I love Madcap, so I'm very excited that we're serving theirs.
Not only coffee, but cocktails or mocktails.
Right.
I mean, this is the mocktail industry, which of course is a non-alcoholic cocktail, has really blossomed.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got some specialty drinks that are all originals.
Yes. So I have mapped out a whole year of non-alcoholic cocktails, all original recipes. We try to pair with what we have on the menu. Right now, our opening menu is a little different, but in the future, some of the flavors you'll get in the cocktails and our specialty lattes will kind of coincide with some of the things on the pastry menu. So you'll be able to pair, which is going to be cool.
Absolutely, and we're talking local ingredients too. You really have made an effort to change change with the seasons, seasonally. And people may not think of that when it comes to baked goods. They think of that when it comes to lunch and dinner and those entrees. But you can actually do that locally here as well. So whether it's a latte or a mocktail or a Madeline, it's all waiting for you fresh right here at Chartreuse Sisters. And that leads me to the other point. Who's the other sister?
The other sister is now baking in the back, getting ready for our opening. That's Mallory. She's the genius behind everything you see here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really the artist is in the back.
That's right.
Whipping up the good stuff.
Yes, the latte artist is in the front. Because we spent so much time together, especially in the summers, we kind of became each other's best friends. We learned to deal with conflict resolution very early, just because we had no one else to play with. So that's helped us, I think, and we've been in business for over 3 years now. This is the next part of what we've been doing, but yeah, so we've had some time to figure out our little kinks.
All right, so fans of Chartreuse Sisters, boy, you got a brick and mortar to visit now. Let's get that location. Let people know where you're at.
Yep, so we're at 800 Wealthy Street. That's at the corner of Eastern and Wealthy on the Wealthy Corridor.
Oh, it's
uptown.
a fantastic location.
Yeah.
All right, so as I mentioned before, if you're hungry for some true, authentic French patisserie goodness, get to Chartreuse Sisters. It is the taste of the town. Yep, it's true. I ate every single thing on that table.
What was your favorite?
Well, the savory one.
Yeah.
I loved it with the mushrooms
I
and the
want
onions.
the one with the frosting.
With the frosting.
Yes, please.
You too can visit Chartreuse Sisters. They're right there, as you heard, 800 Wealthy Street Southeast. Check out the menu. Just go online to chartreusesisters.com.